Hey everybody, Mr. Tyler here, and here's my daughter Jane, and we are so excited to do some art with you this week. I've been waiting all year for this, so I'm really excited. Hopefully you've already gotten your packet from school, and if you had a chance to watch the PowerPoint by Mrs. Telfer this week on our artist, Henri Matisse. He loved really abstract shapes and bright colors, and he made a lot of very joyful works of art. And you can see actually some examples here in the second video. We're going to be making these underwater scenes of fish, and very bright and vibrant, and it's really joyful, and it brings a lot of fun to anyone that you give it to. So we're looking forward to that. You should have picked up your packet already. And so for this, we're just going to work through the worksheet really quick. You should have a worksheet and a stack of colored papers. So you got a big black one, blue, green, red, orange. This is what we're using later to make our works of art. So for now, Jane and I are just going to look at the worksheet. So again, watch the PowerPoint first if you haven't already. That'll give you some more background about Matisse and his style and what he did. And what you're going to need for this is really just a pencil and some crayons. And then later, when you start the second video, you'll also need scissors and glue and your paper. All right, so let's do it. So we're going to draw some C shapes. And when you think of C shapes, it says it right here, you know, the shapes we find in the sea are not jagged like this. They're usually wavy, right? Maybe you'll find a few jagged rocks, but mostly, yeah, there you go, wavy C shapes. And Matisse liked to use a lot of wavy lines because he thought that made people more happy and joyful. So let's practice. So what you're going to do first, we're going to try to just copy the different shapes we see in the boxes here. So for the first one, Jane, you're going to want a pencil. And in this top row of boxes, you got a top box with some shapes, and this is just practice. We're going to practice drawing out those shapes. So however you can, let's see, I'm just going to draw a little shape and try to really focus on those wavy lines and practice mimicking those wavy lines. Yeah, oh, this next one is really wavy. Looks like a big piece of seaweed or something, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can take your time. I'm going to go a little quicker. You can always pause the video and work through it at your own pace as well. What do you think that third one looks like? That third one looks like, to me, the mouth of some sea creature.
Whale.
Maybe, yeah. I was thinking sea turtle.
I was thinking whale.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. So you're going to keep practicing. This are just practice, but just so that you're seeing all the wavy lines and shapes and practicing that. So you can always pause the video and keep finishing. And Jane, actually, for you and I, let's move on to the next one so that our friends watching the video after they push play again can move on to the next thing. So for the second half of this page, you need a crayon. And pick whatever color you want. And, you know, for this one, it's a sea scene. So I see some eels and fish and sea stars, right? Coral. But instead of thinking of it as fish and eels and sea stars, I want you to think about it as a bunch of lines. And so this, again, is just a practice to see the lines instead of the animal itself. And that will just help, because that's what Matisse was doing. He was looking for the lines and turning that into art.
What do you think the fourth one looks like?
I don't know what that looks like. maybe the legs of some creature, maybe. So Jane, let's move on to this part, and we're going to focus on the lines. So grab a crayon and pretend instead of a bunch of animals on this page, you're just seeing a bunch of lines. And just find some lines and go over them with a crayon. So I see a nice big wavy line right here that Matisse could turn into an eel. I see a nice line right here that eventually could turn into a fish. And actually, look especially for the lines that you drew up above. So, that's actually trickier. Now it's kind of like a search. So let's see. Do you see the lines that you drew from above down here? Oh, I think I see one. I think I see the coral. Yeah.
It's really hard to find them out of this side.
Yeah, I think this one down here is maybe this up there, don't you think? What do you got? What do you all think? I think this really wavy one, I think I found it down there maybe. So that's what you can do. And so find all the lines and especially look for lines that you found down here up there. Oh, I think I just found another one. But I don't want to give you all the answers. So you take some time, push pause, and do that. So find the lines, and you can find other lines as well. But this is just practice to, do you see all the wavy lines in this scene? That Matisse looks at that and says, I could turn that into some art. So we'll keep doing that. But I'm gonna go faster for us, Jane. We'll take some time later. You can finish this on your own time. So on the second page, let's turn to the second page now. Put our crayon down. Okay. So if you're on the second page, let's read it. So Matisse would cut papers into abstract C shapes. So a shape like this first one here reminded him of, what do you think it reminded him of?
A fish.
A fish. Yeah, it looks a lot like a fish. Okay. So draw the shape you think Matisse would have cut out to make this fish. So this fish has a lot more detail. It has lines and eyeballs, and lips. But what's the bigger, simpler shape that he would have drawn to turn it into a fish? So how would you do that? So that's maybe with your pencil. Let's see, I'm just kind of looking at the outline, I guess. Yeah. Mine looks kind of wobbly, but I think it works. I'm going to show, because you can't see from that far away. I kind of tried to find the outline of that fish. Yeah, I think that works. So if Matisse cut that out, then he could have turned it into a fish later, maybe with some different colored paper on top of that. So you can push pause if you need time to keep drawing the outline of your fish. So let's look at these starfish for a little bit. So these two starfish are the same, but Matisse really liked his colors, and so he chose his colors carefully. So let's pick two different colors. And two different colors, and then color one color, and color one another color. And this is kind of a funny question. Circle the starfish that seems the most happy. Interesting.
I think with the red one it looks more mad.
More mad with red. So you picked orange and red.
Yeah.
So you think orange looks more happy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because because I think I chose pink and purple, and sometimes purple makes me think of more sad, I guess. So I think pink feels more happy to me. Yeah, but it's kind of up to you. Whatever color you think makes the starfish look happier. And then let's color one eel to make it look friendly, and another eel to make it seem scary. Well, let's see. I'm going to go with Jane on this one. I think that red is more mad, so I'm going to draw my scary eel red. But what color would you draw an eel to make it look scary? I don't know. And then I'm going to draw green. Light green feels friendly to me. So you can just kind of play around with that. Pick a color that seems friendly, and then pick another color that seems scary. And you know what? That's the end of our worksheet. So have some fun with that. When we get to the second video, you're not going to have any crayons or any pencils, and we're going to make all these shapes just with our scissors and our hands and our glue. So that's going to be really fun. Looking forward to making these with you in just a little bit.
He has sharp teeth.
See you soon. You want to say bye?
He has sharp teeth.
Oh, you put sharp teeth on there? That is scarier. You're right.